Hi there ladies and gentlemen, this is Eastwood for Life fan, and this is a video of my pickups for the month of March 2018. Picked up some good titles, more quality than quantity in my opinion, and we will start off with the Blu-rays. And the first one is a release that I've been waiting for, put out by Arrow Video. That's two spaghetti westerns made in the mid-60s, starring Italian actor Giuliano Gemma, A Pistol for Ringo and the Return of Ringo. Great release by Arrow Video, and it's the first time that these two movies that's been released on Blu-ray. And there are the extras on this two spaghetti western movies, and these two movies made a career out of Giuliano Gemma, who went on to do a stack of spaghetti western movies and Eurocrime movies. And great news also that Arrow Video has announced that they'll be releasing the Satana 5 spaghetti western movie box set out for June, so definitely looking forward to that release. And Arrow always does a great job in releasing these rare gem movies. A box set that I've been meaning to pick up, a childhood favourite of mine, is the complete television series of Batman, which was made in the 60s. I do know that they did have a another release of this with a collectible Batmobile car, but this box set was enough for me, as it contains all 120 episodes on 13 discs with stacks of extras, fully remastered. And I know a lot of the newer Batman fans would probably say that this series looks outdated and a little on the camp side, but this series was a lot of fun. And actually the villains for me made the series: the Penguin, Joker and the Riddler. The Penguin was played by Burgess Meredith, who was a fine actor. But I think my favourite villain in the series was the Joker. So guys, let us know who your favourite villain was in the Batman TV series. But looking forward to checking out this classic TV series, Batman, starring Adam West and Bruce Ward as the Cape Crusaders. Early 70s movie here that I picked up, The Omega Man, starring Charlton Heston, of The Last Man Alive. Not sure if I have seen this movie, as it does sound familiar. I do know that the movie Legend, starring Will Smith, which I've seen, took the idea from this movie. And this is another HMV Premium Collection release, which comes with the Blu-ray DVD, digital copy, and also some movie postcards. The Omega Man. Another spaghetti western that I picked up, and this is the US Kino release of A Fistful of Dynamite, also known as Duck You Sucker in Europe. Sergio Leone early 70s spaghetti western, the last western that he made, starring Rod Steiger as the Mexican bandit and James Coburn, the IRA explosive expert. And they kind of team up together during the Mexican Revolution. And this one might not be as good as some of the other Leone spaghetti westerns, but still a very good spaghetti western in Fistful of Dynamite, also known as Duck You Sucker. A indicator release, which was a blind buy for me. Early 70s crime thriller starring Walter Matthau, directed by Don Siegel, who was responsible for Dirty Harry and Escape from Alcatraz. Had to pick this one up because Indicator was saying that this movie was running low on stock, and these Indicator titles are normally limited to 3,000 copies. Once they go out of stock, they can be fairly expensive. But I have checked the trailer of this movie and it does look like a good one, starring Walter Matthau in Charlie Varick. Next title, I think a lot of you guys would have picked up, and that's the Dario Argento giallo classic Suspiria. And I'm kind of a little bit late to his movies, and not seen this one, but I have heard that this one is probably one of his best movies that he's made. This is the UK release of this, and the DVD and Blu-ray dual edition. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out, as I did enjoy The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. This is Argento's Suspiria. A nice collector's edition of this great war movie, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, who made The Godfather, and this is Apocalypse Now, late 70s war movie about the Vietnam War. It's a nice collector's edition. It contains 2 cuts of the movie. I have seen the Redux version, which is more of a longer version, but I found that a bit of a hard slog when I watched it a few years back. But this comes with loads of features, nice booklet and postcards and extras. Great war movie starring Marlon Brando, who plays the Mad Colonel. Also Robert Duvall, Martin Sheen, Lawrence Fishburne, Dennis Hopper, and a young Harrison Ford in Apocalypse Now. Another box set I picked up is Alien Anthology, and I know there's quite a few releases of the Alien movies, but this was the first one that they put out on Blu-ray, and it's the first 4 movies. Contains the classic Alien movie, directed by Ridley Scott, and Aliens, which was directed by James Cameron, Alien 3, which is staged in a prison, and Alien Resurrection, which I haven't seen. But out of the 4 movies, I actually preferred the second one, which is more of an action movie, to the original Alien, which is more of a sci-fi horror movie. But definitely the first 2 movies are the best in the franchise, starring Sigourney Weaver as Ripley. Great sci-fi movies in Alien Anthology, the box set. Another Indicator title that I picked up. This is the early 80s movie, The Border, starring Jack Nicholson, who plays a border patrol agent. Harvey Keitel's in this movie also. And again, I wanted to pick this one up just in case this one went out of stock. Not seen this one, but I do like Jack Nicholson and a lot of his movies. And this is The Border. A nice collector's set here of a great gangster movie, early 80s gangster movie, directed by Brian De Palma, starring Al Pacino, and a lot of you guys would have seen this. And I bought this in my local CX store, and I have seen this release before, but never knew how nice this was until I looked at the contents. This comes in a steelbook, 5 art cards, a money clip, Scarface dollar bill, a Tony Montana green card, and a booklet. And anybody who hasn't seen Scarface, well, it's about a Cuban refugee who goes to Miami, where he searches for the high life, which he hits the big time in money through crime. But definitely a nice release of Scarface, starring Al Pacino, one of his greatest roles. Speaking of Brian De Palma, another one of his movies is Body Double, the movie that he made a couple of years after Scarface, and this is the indicator release. And this title was actually out of print, and I've been looking for this for quite a while, and actually picked it up in my local CX store for a great price of just £20, and had to pick it up. This is kind of like a erotic thriller, kind of an adult Alfred Hitchcock movie. Does star Melanie Griffith in this movie. Have seen this movie, but that was back in the VHS days. So I look forward to revisiting this movie, Body Double, a Brian De Palma movie. A couple of Bond movies that I needed to pick up as to complete my collection of Bond movies, and picked up 2 Pierce Brosnan movies, Tomorrow Never Dies, late 90s James Bond movie. Not my favourite James Bond, but I needed these 2 to complete my Bond collection. And also The World Is Not Enough, another Pierce Brosnan movie as James Bond. But his definitely his best James Bond movie was The Golden Eye. Picked up this very underrated Mel Gibson movie, The Patriot. This is the extended cut, and I watched this a few years back and really enjoyed this movie. One late night on TV and watched this historic war movie with Mel Gibson, and also starring Heath Ledger. Really enjoyed this movie, The Patriot. And say what you want to say about Mel Gibson, but he's a great actor and he does great movies. This is The Patriot. Picked up 2 modern day westerns, and I want to say a big shout out to a fellow YouTuber by the name of Blu-ray Ben from Spain. And in my 100 subs contest, he named 3 of his favourite movies of all time, and there were 2 westerns: The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, starring Brad Pitt and Casey Affleck. And Blu-ray Ben rated these two westerns that I'm about to show. I'll be honest, I'm not a massive fan of modern day westerns, as I find them a little bit glossy and not as dark and gritty. But Blu-ray Ben highly rated this movie. The Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward of Robert Ford. And also this Daniel Day-Lewis movie, There Will Be Blood, where Daniel Day-Lewis actually picked up the Academy Award for Best Actor. So I will check out these two westerns, and do check out Blu-ray Ben. Has a great channel, has regular updates. I do like his top 10 videos that he does, and he always puts great feedback, and he's a regular YouTuber, so I will leave the link to his great channel down below, so do check out Blu-ray Ben. Picked up this British movie, Harry Brown, starring the late Michael Caine, an aging Michael Caine, but still a great movie this, where Michael Caine plays an ex-Royal Marines veteran living in a troubled area in a estate in London, where it's kind of like a vigilante movie, more like a English version of Death Wish. If you haven't seen Harry Brown, do so. Very, very good movie with Michael Caine. And the last title that I picked up is a DVD. And you know, I've got to pick up a spaghetti western bootleg. And this is El Macho, also known as Macho Killers, and this is a late 70s spaghetti western starring Carlos Monzon, who actually was a world middleweight champion in boxing, as he reigned supreme in the 70s. And this movie hasn't got a official release, but I wanted to pick this one up, as I am a boxing fan as well as a big spaghetti western fan, and I will check this movie out and add to my spaghetti western collection. So that was the only DVD that I picked up in the month of March. So I think I picked up a few quality pickups, more quality over quantity, during the month of March. So that was my pickups for that month of March 2018. So guys, till the next video, stay healthy, look after yourself, and keep on collecting.